Hi there, hello. This is Szymon, EMS Preacher. Today I want to talk to you guys about EMS training. There are different ways of training EMS, even though most of the devices on the market are the same. They have the same frequencies, they have the same impulse depth, they have the same possibilities to make training. And I noticed that depending on the producer, the philosophy of EMS is different. It can differ. One of the examples is Miha. So the trainer always is a guy who resists. So when people are doing some kind of movement, they have the resistance from the trainer, and that's how they know where to move and how to tense their muscles. Is this a good technique? What do you think? I'm very curious. What is more, they have a very, let's say, stationary training, because Miha is the device with cable, so they can't really do any, running, or like there are limitations to the training. I have noticed that some of the trainers and some of the fitness clubs and EMS studios, they use heavy weights. What do you think about that? I mean, heavy lifting with EMS, does it make sense? If it does, then when? Like, who could train like that? Who should train like that? Also, there's, group training, and at least in Poland, it has always been said that EMS is one-on-one training, personal training, and group training. Even if you have a small group, it's not anymore personal. So, the question is, how should you train? And what to do with EMS? What is EMS actually? What does it give us? From my side and with my experience, I truly believe that EMS is a very, very it's a great tool to make our clients work harder. How does it work? Well, as I explained this, our EMS device is let's say, a second brain, a second nervous system. And when we are doing exercises, when we are lifting, and when we are active, our nervous system gives us the impulse to move, right? To make the muscles twitch. With EMS devices, we have let's say, a second brain that allows us to work even harder. More muscle fibers are activated. So no matter what we are doing, the training is going to be just better. From my point of view, the best training is the simplest one. Simplicity, and again, simplicity. This is the key. There are a couple of things that we need to teach our clients and our trainees. They need to know the correct posture and position while training. They need to know how to properly move and properly do exercises. They need to know how to breathe properly. And then, very important thing, they need to know the intensity. Because that everyone will feel the impulse in a different way. And the client, he needs to, or she needs to know how strong is the impulse for him or for her. So one of the things that I tell my clients is the visualization of a scale from 1 to 10. 1, 2, 3 is a little tingling, feeling weird, funny, feeling, and this is most of all this is the information for the trainers. That everything is zipped up well, connected well, and we have enough water on the electrodes, right? Then on the scale you have 4, 5, 6, and then you can see the motoric reaction of the muscles. A little twitch, your hand will move, or you will see some movement. And what we want to have is number 8 on the scale. So as I explained it, you need to get to a feeling where it's similar to lifting heavy weights. You need to fight, you need to resist while doing the training. So if the clients know that, then we can start doing simple movements. And do the trainers need to work with the clients and give them resistance? We can do that. It's possible. It's optional. We can use bands, for example. I'm a big fan of stretching bands, and they do the job well. So that's one thing. The second thing, weights, heavy weights, complicated trainings. Does it make sense? Well, when you think about it, the studios, EMS studios, were made for people who don't normally train. They might have problems with their back or knees or joints, and they want to save time, right? So if we are supposed to be joint friendly, then using heavy weights would be just doing the opposite thing. So it kind of makes no sense. So this is what I always say to the people who take part in EMS courses. Keep it simple. EMS will do the job. You don't need to be like super creative like on a normal conventional training. Our clients, they need simplicity. They have still a lot of things to work on. So like I said, posture and tensing muscles and proper technique. So they have a lot to learn. There's no need to overcomplicate the trainings. But of course, if you have athletes, if you have people who do EMS as a in addition to some kind of sport, then okay, the situation is a little bit different, and then definitely you can use bands, you can use weights, you can do different kind of training. But the most important thing is that you need to have good exercises with good impulse, and that's also the basic for the trainers. The frequency tells us what we can achieve. Okay, so depending, we have different goals, and depending on the goals, we're gonna use different frequencies. So, does it make sense to use accessories and heavyweights? In some cases, yeah, it does. But the trainer needs to know what do the different ranges of frequency, what they do, and what's the goal of our training. So, saying that, guys, it would be great if you could send some movies or emails or just any kind of messages saying, how do you train? What's the protocol? Is there any protocol? of training. I think this is very important because, like I said, we have different trainings depending on the country, depending on the equipment that we use, and there are a lot of different factors for us, for trainers, and for business owners as well, because there's a clash, because from one side our training is very, very simple, and that's good because everyone can do the training, but then again it's easy to get bored with the same exercises, which are enough. The basic exercises are enough. So yeah, how often do you change exercises? How do you structure the training? After what time do you change it? After a month? After 2-3 months? Because we want to keep our clients as long as we possibly can. So yeah, I'm very interested what you guys think about that. It's a great topic, and it would be lovely if you would have some questions so we can discuss about that. Yeah. So, saying all that, I want to leave you guys with a little video with it was recorded with the fast forward technique, and you can see one of my trainers doing the basic training, just the basic training. Biceps, triceps, that's one move. Then you have the chest and back, that's the second move. We have abs. We can do it with EMS, we can do it in standing position, which is awesome. And then we have squats. And that's the basic training, at least for me. So, let me know what you think about that, and I'll see you soon, guys.